Modern dating is kind of a mess. And if it feels harder than ever to meet someone to make a genuine connection, that is because I think it is. Dating used to happen more organically at parties, at bars, when you were out and about at your friend's barbecue, jury duty even. That could be more promising than a dating app these days. But now it all happens on our phones and we're just socializing less. So instead, we're swiping, scrolling, matching, chatting, ghosting, repeat. And most of it leads nowhere. The biggest complaint is that it's like, I just want to meet someone who's actually real. And real just doesn't live on your phone. You know, a real lives in the real world. So my best advice is to get off the apps and get out of your house. If you want chemistry, you need proximity to a real person. You need eye contact. You know, swiping can feel fun and productive, but apps have just like gamified everything. And 45% of people, according to Pew Research, aren't even looking for relationships. They're just bored, they're curious, dopamine hits. And so many people on these dating apps aren't even real people. So many are just fake bots. So the system is terrible. Now, it's terrible. Face-to-face experiences really are better. But here's the thing. I think that two things need to happen. I think it's really important to both look for ways to enrich your personal life in general, enrich your social life in general, and then let that lead you towards meeting people with common interests and finding people that you have a connection with, old school, right? Not everything that you would do back before dating apps was meant for dating. Sometimes you go to a speed dating event, and I still think those things are pretty cool to try, and I think you should. If there's a singles event in your area, they are becoming more popular, I think you should go to them. But also do things that are not about dating. And no, don't walk around and try to hit on every girl there and just be like, I gotta play a numbers game. The more girls I'll talk to, I'll increase my chances of a yes. You're gonna chase people off that way. Actually look for opportunities to enrich your life. And then the byproduct of that is often you'll meet somebody that you have a genuine connection with, that you have something in common with, and you are a more interesting catch because you have developed more of your social skills and hobbies, right? That makes you more attractive. And also it can make you just a happier person because you're not always on a screen. So look for groups that do things you're interested in. Meetup.com still exists. It's still a thing. You can find groups on Facebook. You can do Bumble for friends. If you're just looking to make actual friends, you know, if you need to like have more of a social life in general, because friends introduce you to their friends. You know, if I make a girlfriend, that's not for dating. I'm not into girls, but if I make a new girlfriend, she may know a guy, right? If you make a guy friend, he may be able to introduce you to his friends, and there may be someone there that you connect with, right? That's how it used to work. And I really think we need to get back there, but we also need to get out behind screens. I think there's so many people saying now that they have social anxiety. That's so common. I think more common than ever. And part of that is just maybe people being more willing to talk about that. And some of it, I think, is that so many people are behind their screens so often that real life interactions are super intimidating now. Much scarier than ever before. So looking for groups on Facebook, looking for groups on meetup.com, hiking groups, pickleball groups, take an art class, take a ballroom dancing class, join a league that does, dodgeball, a co-ed dodgeball league. Whatever it is you're into, go find real life opportunities to do that. Toastmasters, whatever it is that you've been secretly interested in, you used to do, you want to do more of, please look for those opportunities because that is where you're most likely to meet somebody that you vibe with. Also, even if you don't, you have made your life better. You have more things to do, more things to talk about, more skills, more friends, more social skills. All of those things are huge benefits to you as a human being. Secondary, as somebody who's dating, makes you more interesting because you are doing things that are not just like, mostly at home. I go to work and I go home and I watch Netflix. That is what a lot of people do. That's not a judgment. It's so easy to do that now because everything's at your fingertips. But I really think you have to get out of your comfort zone. Also, if you are really, really kind of uncomfortable talking to people, look for courses and classes that teach you skills for business, like networking skills, how to introduce yourself to people you don't know, how to meet, how to talk to people at networking events. Those same skills will help you in everyday circumstances without teaching you creepy pickup artist stuff, which may help you get laid a time or two in the short term, but will not make you a more interesting, more viable option, won't make you a better person, and actually won't help you make a real match on a soul level, because what you're doing is using a manipulation technique. And if you have to manipulate somebody to be with you, that's not an even playing field. That's not somebody who actually wants to be there with you. That's somebody who, you've coerced or tricked. And that is not how we want to be desired, right? So I really, really, really warn you away from pickup artist stuff and move you more towards, positive, conversational skill classes, networking classes, so that you can learn to just be more comfortable talking to new people in general. Again, that's a secondary skill that will just help you in life and help you be a happier, more confident person with a more enriching social life. It gets you out from behind a screen. You're watching less porn. You're swiping less. You have more things to do. You're getting outside maybe. You're getting outside your house at a minimum. These are all huge benefits. And then your likelihood of meeting somebody goes way up because you're interacting with people. Like, you're interacting in the real world. And it's getting harder and harder to do that. We go to our jobs, we go home, we watch Netflix, we get on our phone. Like, where are the opportunities to meet people? And you know what? It's happening with friendships too. Once you get out of school, it's like, how do I make friends as an adult? That's hard. If you don't have a workplace that is like, either you work from home or maybe everybody's just like a lot older than you or whatever it is. If you don't have a workplace where you're making friends, like, where do you make friends? It's not easy, right? You have to be proactive and creative, and you have to look for those opportunities to get yourself out in the world and join things. Be a joiner. Say yes, be a joiner. It's okay to feel afraid and nervous when you talk to people, and you will get better at it the more you do it. The next thing is, yes, back again, do look for dating events that are in-person dating events. They're becoming really, really popular. They're picking up more in major cities than they are in smaller cities right now, but it is growing a lot because people are feeling a need for this. They want to stop swiping. And so there are all kinds of fun and creative events. There's everything from like your classic speed dating events where you're spending a short amount of time just like meeting each person at the event. Or there's also like nights at bars where there's singles nights where it's a singles event and you buy a ticket and you go and everybody there is single and mingling, right? That's good. There's also events that are like fun. Like, I've seen singles events where there's an app and everybody kind of has all their information in about themselves and you're filling out what you're looking for and it matches you with someone in the room that best matches the things you're looking for and that they're looking for. And it connects you with somebody and you find them and all this stuff. I've seen singles events now where friends pitch their friend who is single to the whole crowd. Very funny, almost like a PowerPoint presentation. They get up there and they're like, this is my friend and he's awesome, and they're super funny events. Like, those are all great things to get involved with. So look for local events for dating, for single people, pub crawls, singles pub crawls. I see stuff like that all the time and like on groups come across my Instagram, Facebook, all of it, Meetup. I see those kind of events all the time. So look for those for dating, but also, again, just look for ways to make your life richer by joining up with groups that do things you're interested in, so that A, you're meeting new friends, you're meeting possibly new dates, definitely new friends, and you're just getting out in the world a little bit. It's healthier. We just cannot be behind our screen. So this is enough screen time. Stop listening to me if you're still here and go join something.